It is January the 23rd, 2021. I'm Andy, and this is the Minorcan Mullet Report from the Golden Ray Rec site. And today we started out with a 23-mile jog off the coast of Georgia. We'd gotten a report that there was something coming in, and we really wanted to get out and take a look at this thing and get a first-hand look at it. So we headed out at what we thought was going to be the position. We wound up finding it, and it is a dry dock that is on its way into Brunswick. And we're not sure how this thing is going to play into the operation, but as we were there, the Crosby Star and the Caitlin were on their way back in. They went out to it, but they didn't bring it back. Maybe they were just surveying it for its trip in. But this is the dry dock that's being towed, and we expect this to arrive into the Port of Brunswick tomorrow or possibly Monday, making a little slow headway behind the Elizabeth II tugboat. This device will sink down into the water, and then vessels can be pushed up on it, and then it's pumped back out and raised up. Don't know how it's going to figure into the operation. This is remains to be seen, but we know that it is on the way in, and we can't wait to see where this is going to be placed. We think it may be too wide to go between the barge pontoons of the VB 10,000. Just pretty massive piece of marine equipment, and not sure really how it's going to factor in, but we know it's on the way. I'm sure they have a plan for it, and we wanted to get out and get some shots of this on its way in. Here we see the Elizabeth II. This is the tug that's actively towing it, making slow headway again off the coast of Georgia and headed into Brunswick. Long trip out, but we thought it was worth it to get out and take a look at it. Just very curious to understand what part this piece is going to play into the puzzle of the salvage of the Golden Ray. Now, as we were circling around this dry dock, we were looking for any name or identification number, anything on the hull of it, and couldn't see anything. We were going to try to look it up and try to bring some specs on this piece, but as for right now, it is a mystery. Maybe someone out there has some more information on it, and if they do, we'd love to hear it. Not sure exactly where it's from, but we know that the Elizabeth started this voyage from Pascagoula and headed this way. So somewhere over in the Gulf, maybe if somebody's watching has some information on this thing, and if they do, we'd love for them to share it. The trip out to find this dry dock made for a long day. So we got a little bit of video and pointed it back towards the west, and off we went. And 23 miles later, we're back in the St.simons Sound. Got there and was hoping to see some cutting going on, and would have loved to have been able to report that we saw this activity taking place. But again, today we did not see it. It looked like there was some new stuff going on, and we're going to try to share that with you here. When we got around, it looked like the small work tugs that we've seen around the environmental barrier were back out, and we're servicing the environmental barrier, hosing it down, cleaning it off, knocking some of that marine growth that clings to anything and everything here in coastal Georgia, getting it kind of cleaned up, and continued around the ship looking, hoping to see something different. And we kind of did. Once we got around, we could make out a little bit of change from what we saw yesterday, and we're thinking that maybe they're trying to maybe unfoul the chain. This is total speculation on our part. We're just really kind of guessing at what's going on here. But the block on the offshore side of the VB, when we got around today, had been released from being pulled back over towards that offshore barge, and actually looked like maybe it had a little bit of tension that had been applied to it. Not cutting, of course, but it looked like they had pulled on it possibly just a little bit. And as we got around on the far side, we're going to have some more shots of this chain, but just right there at the corner of the VB 10,000, we could see some water spray, like a nozzle. And at first we thought it was another one of the tugs, the small tugs, maybe working around the VB, but it wasn't. It's some sort of pump system that they are using on that offshore side, and I really wish that we could have gotten in closer and tried to figure out what was going on there. This is a mystery, so anybody out there that's familiar with maybe some of this equipment that they're using here, we'll have some better shots of it coming up. Maybe they can shed some light on this. I don't know if this is part of a jetting mechanism. Maybe this is pressure that they're releasing off of pumps, but right there at the tail of the Ashton T coming off of looks to be the VB 10,000, could be the Ashton T, not sure. Jet spray, some sort of pump is being run, and good spray coming out of there. We're guessing maybe 1,000 gallon a minute pump. It's pretty strong stream coming out of there, and really see what's going on there. And we haven't seen this before. This is a different activity that's taking place, and not sure. Possibly maybe part of a jetting operation to try to maybe unfoul the chain. We could see that the VB was still slightly pulled towards the aft of the Golden Ray. The straps weren't completely lined up like we've seen them in the past. So we know it's still not situated quite where it's supposed to be. A lot of radio chatter today about lifting and releasing, but really it was just hard to coordinate really from where we were what exactly was going on, and we're kind of dumbfounded. But we're seeing this, so some sort of activity is taking place that we haven't seen before. And for those of you that have, we want to thank you for subscribing. For those of you that are just joining us and looking at this and finding it as fascinating as the rest of us, hit the subscribe button. feel free to send us some comments. We're getting close to 2,000 subscribers here, and hopefully that'll happen here very quickly. That's about all we've got. Hey, you guys stay safe out there.